There's a place in the woods called Aspen Ridge. This is where we call home. We are the Popple People. Welcome to our channel. Thanks for stopping by. Well, it happened again. We've had another batch of back-to-back-to-back snowstorms here at Aspen Ridge. It's been an interesting winter. This year just seems like when it snows, it's a foot or more at a time. We've actually had very few small snowfalls of just a few inches. This year has just been all or none snowfall, and our yearly snow total has averaged around the 10-foot range. It's been a wild winter, and it's only mid-March and not over yet. We've got another big storm in the forecast again coming up here. This particular storm has been dropping snow like this for about 3 days straight now, without letting up. We've been doing snow removal twice a day, morning and evening, just to try and keep up with the plowing and shoveling. We know that if we don't keep up with it, it'll get ahead of us and be unmanageable. So we ended up needing to shovel roofs. Again. And since the extension ladder was back at the sauna, I decided to just knock the fluff off the top of that building before we hauled the ladder away. So the way that we knew that roofs needed to be shoveled a second time this season was because the drywall in our ceiling ended up cracking. Yikes. And it was a big enough crack to fit a pencil lead into. You know it's a pretty substantial snow load when that happens. When Tater crawled up on the house roof, the snow was almost up to his waist. We actually ended up doing the house and sauna roofs before it had stopped snowing because it was just at critical mass for snow load. We'd like to take this opportunity to give a shout out to our subscribers. Thank you for joining us on this adventure. We appreciate you. And if you're new here, welcome. And if you'd like to follow our journey, please consider subscribing. We'd sure appreciate it. Tater said if we have to shovel roofs one more time this year, he's out. He's moving. Hey, Andrew in Arizona, we are about ready to take you up on that offer to visit. When can we come? When we were finally finished, the snow piles around the house were up to the windows, and we even had to dig out some of the windows. Not quite as bad as California right now, but we're getting there. It finally stopped snowing sometime during the night, so the next morning the pathway and driveway got finished, and we actually had to snowblow just to get to the plow truck. So this is what it looks like coming in from the road, trying to snow blow back into the shop. When the wind kicks up, it is just whiteout conditions here. Totally unpleasant. Sometime around midday, we finally worked our way over to the shop. There is a ton of snow on the roof here too, and this picture just doesn't even do it justice. That drift is huge. Even just trying to shovel a place for the Popple pup to go potty has been interesting. Those snowbanks are taller than me. That avalanche of snow that came off the roof had to be dug out around the house so that our on demand water heater could vent and just to like free up the dryer vent and things like that. I can't ever remember having to do this before. Talk about an extreme winter. But the Popple Pup was pleased with the end result, though. She got a fine new pathway, and she's working off of limited options this winter. And oh my gosh, these snowbanks are just too much. So Tater had to measure just how tall this one was. We are lovingly referring to it as the glacier, and we're taking bets on when it'll finally be melted this year. Popple Padre guessed June 14th. What do you think? When will this glacier finally recede off our deck? So this one came in just about a quarter inch under 90 inches. And then Tater had to measure up to the gutters and soffit to compare. And this glacier is within a foot of the roof. Craziness. Meanwhile, back at the shop, Tater did what he could with a roof rake, and then he fabricated this contraption to get more snow off the roof without having to climb up and shovel. There's this rectangular metal part in the end of the handle, and then a blue tarp piece attached to the bottom so that the snow can slide down, and it actually worked surprisingly well. The snow came off in these nice blocks. So throughout the course of this 3-day storm, we ended up with 4 cracked shovels. And since the garage roof still needed to be cleared off, we needed a solid shovel. So Tater went to town, but they were all sold out of shovels. So he ended up picking up this 5-minute epoxy and tried repairing 3 out of the 4 shovels. I mean, we really just need to limp him through one more roof and just get the garage cleared off. So he patched a few of them back together for me. The biggest drift up on the garage roof ended up being almost a full shovel length deep. I don't even want to think about how many tons of snow that I moved off that garage roof today. I'm certain that I look completely ridiculous when I'm shoveling roofs. I spend half the time on my knees so that I don't have to bend to throw the snow and risk injuring my back, and I spend the other half the time sliding down the roof on my butt because it's slippery and I'm paranoid about sliding off the roof. But it gets the job done just the same. Well, it's not perfect, but it'll do for now. We're ready for the next storm. If you'd like to get a hold of us with questions or comments, please email us at thepopplepeople, all one word, at gmail.com. Or you can plop a comment below. We love hearing from you. Thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate you. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, and if you'd like to follow our journey, please consider subscribing. That way, you can be a Popple People too. We'll see you soon.